Hello everybody, and welcome to my first ever Core Set 2021 draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I want to give a huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast. Thank you so much for giving me access to a free preview account for this event that is fully stocked and ready to go, and letting me play with the cards a day early. I really do appreciate that. Also, before I dive in, I want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below with any questions or feedback. But yeah, I'm really excited. This is going to be a blast. Let's see what we've opened, and we have opened a fantastic pack here. Starting off with the rare, Karavek the Spiteful is definitely a very powerful rare. It has a ton of relevance in this set. You can just pick off some creatures, you can make some attacks, and then play this post-combat to get some value that way. And I think this is actually a very good rare in the set. It has some competition though, because Gormond is also very good. I think Karavek's better. It's cheaper and also is going to just be a better card, I think. But I think Gormond is probably second best in this pack because a 6-mana 5/5 trample that makes both people sacrifice a creature is good, because you can choose to sacrifice your worst creature and you can set it up so your opponent loses something much better. In the common spot, the best common in this pack is Scorching Dragonfire, and then I think the second best common is either Spellgorger Beard or Finishing Blow. I would lean towards the Spellgorger Beard, but I think I go Karavek here, then Scorching Dragonfire as just a super efficient card, followed by Gormond. I think Gormond and Scorching Dragonfire is close, and Gormond might be better. It'll take more experience, and then maybe, and I think Spellgorger Beard is a little bit better than Finishing Blow. But I'm going to start things off with Karavek. I think it's a great card. We are passing some good black, but I think we're going to be fine as long as we find our lane here. Following off Karavek the Spiteful, there are a ton of powerful cards in this pack. An uncommon is missing, so we don't get a huge signal from this, but there is a Roaming Ghostlight, which is one of the best commons in the set too. Just super efficient, super powerful card, and it does work really nicely as just a great tempo play. Another good common, Gale Swoopers in this pack. Drowsing Pteranodon is a pretty good common. I think Waker of Waves is quite powerful. It also is in the same pack as a Rise Again, so maybe Rise Again would wheel. There's not a black card that I want to take to stick on color with Karavek, so I think that Waker of Waves is probably the best card. It will lead me to the best deck combined with this Karavek, and I think it's a little bit better than Roaming Ghostlight, though Roaming Ghostlight is quite potent. I just think that the fact that this is a 2-mana play when you need that also draws you towards your good cards, and then can also be a Reanimator target for something like a Rise Again is quite nice. There's also Burlfist Oak, which I do like, but I think it's only like really shines in the blue-green deck or in a super aggressive deck, and I think that we aren't in blue-green because we want to play Karavek. I think I go Waker of Waves followed by Roaming Ghostlight, and then maybe the Burlfist Oak just because I don't know my colors. But pick 3, another Waker of Waves. Maybe we can do this sweet Reanimator thing. Getting a second Waker of Waves is a great signal. It's also just a good card even if we aren't playing it as a Reanimator target, so I'm definitely excited to take this card and see how it goes. We aren't seeing a ton of black. We're really hoping that Reanimation card wheels, especially now that we're going to have 2 Waker of Waves. I think this is definitely the pick over something like Watcher of the Spheres. I think Watcher of the Spheres is good, but Waker of the Waves is still in it. Lets me play this Karavek, and I like just getting all of these great reanimation targets. Also, as I was saying, this is just a great card for a control deck because in the early part of the game you can discard it to filter your hand, get those land drops, find removal, and then in the late part of the game it'll really come together as a threat. So I think it's just a great card. After that, I would take the Watcher of Spheres. I think it's also just a great card. I can play it with my other Waker, and then I would maybe take Goblin Wizardry as a pretty powerful card. I think that the pack kind of drops off in power level after that. Opt is pretty solid. Okay, so we are currently, we don't have a huge black signal, but we do have a decent blue signal. In this pack, there is a Chandra's Magmut, which is a very potent 2-drop. I really do like this one. There's also another Burlfist Oak, which goes well in a blue-green card draw deck if you can get some Rousing Reads, things like that. I would like to combine things with my black cards if at all possible, though. So in this pack, I think it's between the Burlfist Oak. I don't think we've really been seeing a ton of green. I would definitely take the Burlfist Oak over the Temple of Malady. We haven't been seeing a ton of black either. I think it's between Burlfist Oak and Chandra's Magmut. I don't think Village Rites necessarily goes into a blue-black deck. And I think we'll speculate on maybe the Burlfist Oak. It does go really well in a blue-green deck. Blue-red is a pretty solid deck as well, though. Let's take the Burlfist Oak. We did see another one earlier, and so maybe that color combination is open. Okie doke. In this pack, there is more blue cards. There's an Opt. There's a Teferi's Protege. I don't love Tome Anima. Thrill of Possibility could be fine in like a Reanimator style deck, but it looks like black has not been super open. If we take in the red 2-drop, Goblin Wizardry would be a decent follow-up, and I think it's still a decent follow-up here, though I think I'm just going to take one of the blue cards. It's between Opt and Teferi's Protege. Protege does help me discard other cards, but I already have good ways to get things in the graveyard. I think we'll take it, though. Though if I take the Opt, then it does leave me open to playing blue-red spells. I just haven't seen insane reasons to get into that deck. Sure, we saw Chandra's Magmut. I think we can probably get a Protege, and the Opt will probably be pretty solid in our deck. We'll probably end up with some spells payoffs. But yeah. Okay. And now there's a Goblin Arsonist. There's also really not much else in this pack. There's Track Down for if we want to play a green-blue deck. This does filter us, draw a card for those cards to care about that, which I think is nice. And other than that, there's like a Goblin Arsonist, Bloodfell Caves if we wanted to go that direction, but I think Track Down's a pretty solid pickup. I don't think 9 lives is particularly good. Once I realized that ending creature dealing damage to you put a counter on it, so if your opponent hits you with 3 creatures, it puts 3 counters on it, then I was much less on board than when I thought it was just going to give you 3 extra combat steps to live. So yeah, I like taking Track Down here. And then Library Larcenist can be okay. There's a Skyway Sniper, which is not really a card I'd love to main deck because it is low impact if you don't face a Flyers deck. Cetizen Training can do good work with things like Burrowfist Oak or Waker of Waves. I think it's close here. I don't think Radiant Fountain's playable. We're not going to go into white. Definitely between Cetizen Training and Library Larcenist. And I think I'd rather get the Larcenist just because I think I can maybe find... I could still be a black deck here, even though we haven't seen any black this pack. We could get really hooked up pack 2, and if we get some reanimation stuff, we could be really in fine shape. Okay, so there's a red-black card here. There's another pretty good black card, but we don't really have life gain in this color combination, so we could just take another Opt to help dig for stuff. I'm not really a huge fan of that. Silver Smoke Ghoul, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, I just don't think that's a great effect. So I think we'll just take another Opt, but we're probably not going to... I guess we could play it if we end up in this blue-green deck that cares about drawing cards. Pitchburn Devil's coming around super late. We're going to take it, though it's not likely red is open. Red just has a ton of great commons. So I think we're going to take the Pitchburn Devils here. Let's see who's in our pod. That'll be fun. Oh, that's weird. Weird little glitch here. But we can still check later, I think. But yeah, Pitchburn Devil is going to be the pick, even though I'm not optimistic that red-blue's open. Okay, now we can check. So I haven't heard of him. Mobius, cool. The Mana Leak, nice. Yeah, I've only heard of 2 of the people in this pod, but that does not mean really that much. So yeah, black did not look open. We didn't see any Grasp of Darkness, any big premium removable black spells after the first couple picks. Waker of Waves is just going to be a good card in any deck, so we don't have to necessarily be a blue-black deck to make that good. Burrowfist Oak came back. That's huge. That's a really good pickup. It works really well with this blue-green plan. We have the 2 Opts and a Track Down to go with it. Even Library Larcenist works well with Burrowfist Oak, so we're really going to be prioritizing Rousing Reads. And I think Burrowfist Oak is going to be great. Cetizen Training also works well with it. Sure, we'll take a Run Afoul, but we're not going to play it. Unless we, by some chance... It's because it's best of 1. I think Karavek the Spiteful is definitely not going to make our deck at this point. Blue-green has looked the most open. We have a couple Burrowfist Oaks, which is one of the more terrifying blue-green payoff cards. Library Larcenist works pretty well in blue-green. We are going to want to prioritize this early drop, so Drowsing Pteranodon will go up in our pick order here. But I think the only card we took over it was like Waker of Waves or something like that. But yeah. Okay, and then we'll take a Village Rites just in case we do end up in the black deck. It is a card we could play. I think it's better than Blood Glutton. But yeah, and then just gonna take the Rambunctious Mutt. We're just at this point taking random cards in different colors just in case we open some absurd bomb rare in the other color. But at this point I think blue-green is looking open. We got the 2 Burrowfist Oaks. This one, the second one especially, came super late. We have Waker of Waves as a nice top end card for our deck. Unfortunately it doesn't draw us a card, so it doesn't really work perfectly with our synergies, but I still think it's going to be pretty good. And like Llanowar Visionary, we have something to ramp into. Okay, so, well, speaking of Llanowar Visionary, this is a great card in this deck, but let's look at the rare first. We're not playing it, but I think Gadrak, this Crown Scourge, does deserve a little bit of talking because I think the fact that it can still block when it comes into play does mean that it is still a great threat. If it couldn't attack or block, it would be a little bit questionable, but I think the card is definitely still good. Talarian Kraken is an expensive card that lets you tap things when you're drawing, so it works really well with our Opts and with our Library Larcenist. And then there's another Waker of Waves here in this pack. I think Llanowar Visionary is just super good though. Not only does it ramp us, but it also draws us another card, which is quite potent. And I think that it's a really nice addition to this deck. I think Talarian Kraken is a good card, and it would be a good fit for this deck, but we already have two nice top-end cards. I'm not going to take a third Waker of Waves just because I do want to make sure I affect the board early, and I don't really have any things to cast on turn 3 or earlier. Ramping my mana, drawing a second card is just super powerful, and I'm glad I have that, I think. Now I'm seeing a red card here. Maze-Minded Tome, I think, is a really good card in this set. Especially because it just draws me a bunch of extra cards. It is a slow card, so I'm going to want to make sure I really prioritize those like Tyrannodons so that I don't fall behind, but it will give me a lot of card advantage. And even if I'm just using it to scry a couple times and then drawing 2 cards or something like that, it'll still be a good, powerful engine, I think. And it just gives me a lot of late game tools. I think Vidalian Arcanist isn't great in my deck. I don't really have non-creature spells to use for it. Opt is solid as... but I already have 2 of those, and there's a limited. You can't run all Opts in your deck, or you just don't have anything to do. Citizen Training is also solid. Works well with the Burlfist Oak to give that thing trample. Oh my gosh, Mangara the Diplomat is in this pack. This card is really good. It just really shuts down your opponent. There's just not a ton they can do. I think the person passing to me is in white, which is why we're seeing good white cards here, because what was the best white card? We saw Rambunctious Mutt, and that was like the only white card we saw at pack 1. So I think that would make sense. But this card is really good. When they attack with 2 creatures, you draw a card, and when they try to cast a second spell, you draw a card. So they just basically can only cast 1 spell and draw 1 attack with 1 creature. Dilophosaurus is okay. Snare Spinner is okay, which I don't love it. Arcanist can be okay, but we don't really have a great deck for it. I think it could just be fine to pick though, just to make sure we get enough 2-drops, and I think it's better than Snare Spinner. Maybe Snare Spinner is better, just because flyers can be an issue. And now there's a Mistral Singer, which I really do like. There's also Fierce Empath, which works really well with the Waker of Waves. Garruk's Uprising. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. So if I have a Burlfist Oak in play, I draw a card, and then I play this and draw a card. Then whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters, I draw a card. I'm not a huge fan of this one, because you kind of have to draw your cards in a very specific order. It's okay, but not like insane. Fierce Empath is pretty nice. It can fetch up a Waker of Waves for me, and I have 2 copies of Waker. I think Mistral Singer is just better though. It's going to put pressure on the opponent. It works really well with these Opts and things like that. And I think Teferi's Tutelage is also an interesting option. But I'm more of a beatdown deck because I do have these Burlfist Oaks and stuff. So I think we're going to take the Mistral Singer here. And then Fierce Empath hopefully comes back. I don't know how many people want Fierce Empath. Okay, Rise Again came around, but we're not going to be playing black. Black did not look super open. Looked like the person passing to us might be white-black or something like that. Fungal Rebirth is pretty good. If a creature died, we get 2 1/1s, so pretty nice. Sanctum of Calm Waters could also be okay, especially because I did see that green shrine, and if we get both shrines, I think I'll play each of them, because there's a little bit of ramp, a little bit of fixing, and I think this is a good fine spot to speculate on, especially because I care about drawing cards. And now there is a Gnarled Sage. Cares about me drawing cards. I don't love the Meteorite. Spark Hunter Masticore seems like a really good card. I don't know how it's still in the pack. I'm going to be drawing multiple cards. I think I'll be fine on card advantage, but having something that can gain Indestructible is really nice. I think it's close with Gnarled Sage, though, in this particular deck. Especially because this gives me stuff to deal with flyers. I think this card's pretty good. So yeah, let's take it. Yeah, I'm really liking. I think we've settled into the open colors. We might wheel that other Sanctum, which would be really nice. Thrashing Brontodon is a fantastic addition to the deck. Just a great creature. I think track down number 2 is probably not as optimal, but Thrashing Brontodon really is a high impact 3-drop. We're just looking for 2-drops, which is really something we've been hyper aware of this entire pack. We just haven't seen any Tyrannodons, which is really the best 2-drop. We do have a Snare Spinner. We could wheel another Snare Spinner, and we probably would play a couple of them just so we don't die, because we do have pretty decent top end, but Thrashing Brontodon is a great card to pick up. And then Megalodon, not really what we're looking for. If I draw a card, except the first one I draw on each of my draw steps, draw 2 cards instead. So I have 2 opts, a Track Down, a Maze Mind Tome, Library Larcenist, Landmark Visionary, Sanctum of Calm Waters. This card could actually be okay. I don't know how good it is. I want more experience with it, but it definitely could be okay, and it's definitely worth experimenting with, because this deck seems like one it could work in. So yeah, let's try it. Experiment. It seems like a great card if we can stall the game out. And it works really well with a lot of my other cards. So now that I have Teferi's Ageless Insight and Maze Mind Tome, I think I'll just play a bunch of Snare Spinners so I can not die, and then I can win with like Burl Fist Oaks, Waker of Waves type stuff. The Tolarian Kraken Wield, that's fantastic. Again, this card works really well in my deck. I think Colossal Dreadmaw is also just a solid 6-drop, but Kraken's actually really good here. I think in a couple packs there's another Sanctum, so if that one decides to come back around. But yeah, Tolarian Kraken's really nice here. Pre-combat main phase. Okay. So instead of happening on upkeep, it happens on pre-combat main phase. Okay, there's nothing here for me, so I guess we'll just take the uncommon. So there's a green Sanctum that might wheel. I don't remember what I took over it. But maybe I should have put a higher priority on the green Sanctum in case I saw the blue one. But I feel like the green Sanctum is one that you'll mostly want if you already have some Sanctums going on. Okay, so now we get a Dilophosaur. There are some late white cards for the person that I'm passing to, which is nice to send that little signals just to make sure that they don't end up in my colors. I don't love the Dilophosaur though. When it attacks, I control a creature with power 4 or greater. Fierce Empath came back around, which is nice. Works well with now having a Tolarian Kraken and 2 Waker of Waves. It's just a nice little speed bump creature. So we did not get back the Sanctum, but that's not the end of the world. In this pack, all we really care about is getting early drops. I would love to get another Sanctum, like the green one would be nice. Ooh, Shipwreck Dowser is fantastic. So this can come into play. Return a instant or sorcery card, which I have quite a few of. I have, I guess maybe less than I thought. I have 1 Track Down, 2 Ops, so maybe this isn't great in my deck. I'd rather have a Roaming Ghostlight for that tempo play. Minstrel Singer is solid. Shipwreck Dowser is good. Shipwreck Dowser versus Ghostlight is close. I also think Thornwood Falls is like 4th place in this pack after these 4 cards. I think I would definitely take it over Track Down. We're not a black deck here. I think Shipwreck Dowser is just really good. We're gonna take we'll take the Shipwreck Dowser. I think we'll end up with a decent number of instants and sorceries. Lower Scale Coatl, fantastic addition to the deck. Absolutely perfect. I think we'll end up with some more instants and sorceries. And Shipwreck Dowser's a nice little value play. I do have a lot of value already in this deck, so maybe that's an argument against it, but even just getting back an Opt is quite good. I think Lower Scale Coatl is fantastic. I am still looking for Rousing Reads. I'm looking for 2-drops. Teferi's Protege is a card that I actually want a copy of, but I'm just definitely taking Lower Scale Coatl here. There's another Sanctum, but I already have that one. Okay, I guess we could take a Snare Spinner. Now we see the black cards. Gormond, really good, but we're just taking Snare Spinner. Works with our draw spells. Ranger Scow's not the worst here. Don't love Rewind. Yeah, we'll take a Snare Spinner though. Landmark Visionary is perfect. Again, it helps us ramp, and it helps us draw extra cards. I wouldn't mind another Opt here. I would also love to get another early drop of some kind. But, you know, you can't always have the perfect curve. We just happen to have a pretty mediocre to bad curve. I don't know how many early drops there are in the format, though, so it'll be interesting to see how punished we get. But Llanowar Visionary is definitely great. I'm kind of wishing I'd taken the Bounce Creature, just because it's Really nice to be able to help stabilize your board. But I think I was hoping to get like some Hunter's Edge this pack. We might just play this as a Force Spike that is sometimes a little bit better with our Sky Scanner or Mistral Singer. What's this? More cats. Deals combat damage, destroy up to one target artifact. So I don't think that card's very good. Alpine Houndmaster is pretty solid. Let's just take the Lofty Denial. Yeah. We also have Waker of Waves to use on the turn 2. We have Mastermind's Tome, Trackdown. So we have stuff to cast on turn 2. It's just not affecting the board a lot of the time. This is a 2-drop that we're happy to play. This is a really nice addition to the deck. It gives us something to spend our mana on. It's a 2-drop. Really can't ask for much more here. I really hope not to play Lofty Denial. But yeah, now we have 2 2-drops. We have a Mazemind Tome, Trackdown. There's some really sweet value plays too. I didn't see any Rousing Reads. But this is 23 cards right here. At this point, I would probably play the Dilophosaurus. I would love a Rousing Read. It's such a good combo with my Coatl. Cetizen Training's a nice pickup. Works well giving a Burlfist Oak Trample. I don't really have any interaction in this deck. Which is just is what it is, I guess. We just didn't see any Hunter's Edge or Capture Spheres. I wish I'd gotten that extra Sanctum, the green one, but I forget what I took over it. I remember I saw one. And another Cetizen Training or a Ranger's Guile. Cetizen Training seems good to me. Definitely seems like a solid option. Giving Trample to a Burlfist Oak is really nice. Trample on a Dilophosaurus is fine too. This is our last opportunity for a new card. I think pack 3, pick 8. If we see a Hunter's Edge here, I will be so happy. But that is incredibly unlikely. What else would be good here? A 2-drop, another like a 2-drop of some kind. Oh no, this is pack 9, yeah. So here I think we between Trackdown and Thornwood Falls. Let's take the Thornwood Falls. Just to make sure our mana's good. We already have enough playables. The Shipwreck Dowser pick didn't end up working out, but we had an entire pack to find another instant or sorcery, and it's not like unplayable in our deck or anything. Okay, so we can cut Sanctum of Calm Waters. We didn't get there on that one. We'll still play the Shipwreck Dowser, though. There's a Ranger's Guile. I think we'll play that. How many non-creature ways do we have to draw? Non-draw step ways do we have to draw cards? Rookie Mistake, probably not ideal. Except for the first one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We don't have any repetitive ways is the thing. Which means if this was a 4-mana like draw 2, I would be not that happy playing it. So I need to find 2 of my 10 cards. So I think we'll cut that. So let's see what we have to cut here. This is the curve. We have 2 ops, Keen Glidemaster, some Cetizen Trainings. A lot of 3-drops. Library Larcenist maybe not the best. I really wish we had the Ghost Light. It would have been much better in this deck. But I thought I could maybe get a Hunter's Edge or something. I got a little bit greedy. This was definitely the greedy pick. Okay, what else is in this situation here? Lofty Denial is potentially an early drop I can play. But I don't really use my mana all that well holding it up in instant speed. I think we're going to cut the Library Larcenist. We don't really have ways to enable it in this deck. So we're going to cut that. Fierce Empath is nice for getting one of my big creatures. Ornery Dilophosaurus, not really all that good here. We have a ton of 3-drops, but I think they're all pretty good. This is more of a late game spell. I like having Ranger's Guile. It's another card I can get back with Shipwreck Dowser, ups that count to 4, and also just protects Lore Scale Coatl or Burlfist Oak, which is really nice. I could see cutting Fierce Empath. It is a nice little roadblock, though. It's like a Sky Scanner, but it always finds me the similar spells. Spark Hunter Masticore seems really hard to beat in late game situations. It will incentivize me holding an extra land when a lot of my cards want me to play them, but I think it's really good still. What's the last card I could cut? I could cut a Cetizen Training. I like having access to it, though. How many creatures do I have? 17 creatures, 6 non-creatures. I don't have any removal. Maze My Tome seems good in this deck. 1 Dilophosaurus seems okay. I could even play a second Dilophosaurus. That's less necessary. Let's see. I like these cards. I like all of my 3-drops. I need to have the 2-drops that I have. So I think Cetizen Training is the card that has to go. But yeah, pretty interesting deck. Pretty decent mana too. 8/8/1 is pretty nice. These are oftentimes going to be cycled on turn 2, so yeah, I think that's going to do it for the build. I'm really excited to play it, and I'll see you folks in the matches. Before I get to the matches, I want to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, especially those who support at the credits level. I really do appreciate all of your support. If you would like to give back to my channel, help me continue producing high quality content, and unlock some pretty cool rewards in the process, be sure to check out the Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. But without further ado, let's get to the matches. Welcome to round 1. This is a great hand. We have one of our 2-drops, we have some card draw, we have some ramp. This is a great keep. We're playing against Mossybeard, who, when I was a featured creator, he was also a featured creator for the week, so he's a friend of mine. Definitely fun to be playing against him. Okay, drawing a land was huge there. We can just try to pressure as fast as possible. So he's playing green-black. I think we play the Visionary here. It can ramp us up. Make sure we can cast our stuff on time. Casting a Burlfist Oak on our next turn is really going to be good for us. Okay, I see what you're up to, bud. Hopefully we draw a land here. Perfect. Next turn we can go Sky Scanner plus Cetizen Training on Burlfist Oak and hit them for a bunch. Unless he kills it with something. Burlfist Oak is vulnerable to removal, but it is a huge hitter when it doesn't die. Ooh, that's scary. Okay, so it looks like he has Grasp of Darkness, maybe. Yeah, he definitely has Grasp of Darkness. Yay, we found a land there. We're gonna give this flying, I think. So that once it has -1/-0, we'll be fine. Next turn we'll jam this. Oh no, that doesn't do anything. That was bad. Whoops. This card is a problem. Forgot about this thing getting buffed. Okay, that's a bummer. Luckily we have the Brontodon to kill that. Sure, we'll trade this. We'll double block there. If he goes for removal spell, we're pretty happy because it means our Waker is more likely to live. Sure. Definitely put that on the bottom. Oh, this is going to be really good. Next turn we get to play another one, and then we get to play Browntown to kill the Malefic Scythe. White Grove Waves is amazing. Oh no. Okay, this is really funny. So as long as he doesn't have a removal spell for a Waker of Waves, I'm in great shape this game. And then Fierce Empath can get my tapper. Okay. So you could have the Death Touch combat trick, so I think we'll just wait on that. We'll play around a little discard here. There is a 5-mana kill spell in black. There's also Hunter's Edge that would kill a Waker of Waves. Okay. Meteorite. We'll go for it. There's no board sweeper in this format. This is just unreal. Got him. Wow, that was a heck of a game. Waker of Waves really performing. I kind of wish I'd taken that third one now. But yeah, I'll see you folks in the next round. Welcome. We are going to keep this hand. This is round 2, playing against Evgena, who I have not heard of, but I'm sure they're great. Okay, let's see what we find with this opt. Definitely don't want another island. Can't even cast Burlfist Oak right now. Okay, now we can cast Burlfist Oak. I like this deck. Gonna go Visionary down next turn. Potentially letting us double spell. Gotta get this guy down first. Empath can find us our Waker or our Tolarian thing. Okay, that was good. That was irritating, gotta be said. This card's irritating. Them killing our ramp is a little bit annoying too. This is where in a post-board game I would be like, oh, I'll lead with Fierce Empath so that they kill that instead. If they are able to kill it. It's good to get this experience with Burlfist Oak because I'm pretty afraid of it in my own games. Like, I feel like this is one of the most terrifying cards in the format because this plus card draw just ends the game. I'm gonna wait until I have the ability to hold up mana to cast this. I would love a Setessan training or something. Burlfist Oak hits like a truck. Mistral Singer can do some damage too though, so I'll have to be careful. Next turn I'm going to cast both of these. We have drawn a lot of lands, so this card is not as much of a downside. And then once we get our Waker into play, then they're going to be really under a lot of pressure. I'm not planning on chumping with Sky Scanner. I can't believe this card wheeled. No, Sky Scanner, my friend. Ooh, that was good. Get another Waker of Waves. So this can block here. We'll probably chump this. Actually, no, we'll probably try to trade. Or we'll double block. Because black has +1/+1, and that's their only real combat trick. Okay. Now we'll chump this. If they have Lofty Denial, I'm in a little bit of trouble. Oh, they do not. Thank goodness. So if they kill this, I'm dead anyway, right? They kill this. This is 3/6. So we might as well just hope they don't have anything. Because I don't win by chumping their Skeleton Archer. That's not a recipe for success. This card can tap to use the unconditional kill spell in the format. So it just happened to be the way things lined up. I don't think I had a chance this game. If they kill this thing. If they don't kill this, I'm going to be in great shape, but, you know, there's just a common removal spell that kills it. There's also a blue bounce creature that bounces it. I didn't get a Teferi's Protege, which I kind of wanted. Double Waker of Waves is terrifying. The fact that they haven't just killed this and swung for lethal means that maybe they don't have anything. Oh, Reign of Revelation. Okay. That's a good sign. It means we don't lose. They are missing land drops here. If they have an Unsubstantiate, we would lose, which is just a 2-mana bounce spell, essentially. So they have to chump both, maybe? That's a really good one. Now they have to have 3 spells to kill me. Okay. Sky Scanner's good. But it doesn't let them attack with their singers, which is what I really care about. And if I draw any card draw spell, then they have to chump everything. They kind of already have to chump everything because it's so likely that I have card draw. Wow, Waker of Waves just ends games. My goodness. If I get a Cetizen training, this game just ends. If we hadn't drawn a land there, that would have been great. So they need 3 spells per 6 mana when they had none last turn. Or basically none last turn. Okay. I think we got this one. Double Waker of Waves. Been clutch. More like Waker of Winning! Let's go! Burrowfist Oak and Waker of Waves, getting the job done. I'll see you folks in the next round. We ranked up on this preview account. So hype. Welcome to another round. We're going to keep this hand. We have Mastermind's Tome. Mazemind Tome, I mean. Mazemind Tome is definitely a nice card. Really works well with the stuff I have going on. If I don't find a land, I think I will scry to find my 3rd land drop. Because I really need to hit my 3rd land drop. But after that, I think I should be fine. Haha! Get wrecked! Whiff! Whiff alert. Yep, we'll keep that 100%. Beautiful. Now we can get our Burrowfist Oak into play and then just start drawing cards. We could, yeah, we're not going to do something too crazy. We're just going to play the Oak, get some big pressure down. We could also do something like Llanowar Visionary and activate Mazemind Tome. I like that better. Now that they have stuff in play, we have 4, 5, 6 mana, so we can cast this next turn and really hose their Death Touch guy. Though we might wait a turn. So we can hold up Ranger's Guile to protect it. Nice. Okay, so now we can play Burlfist Oak and hold up Maze Mind Tome activation and hold up Ranger's Guile to protect Burlfist Oak, which I don't particularly care about. Like, I'd probably... I'm not going to trade with this because my Waker of Waves does so much work against it. Pew 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 pew. And luckily the Maze Mind's Tome disguises Ranger's Guile because I can always activate it. Okay. Well, this is working out well. Waker of Waves does it again. Hit them for 11. If they go for this block on this, we can draw a card in response. Well, that went well. Let's play the Dilophosaurus. It hits pretty hard here. They are in trouble. Holding this to get back Ranger's Guile. Yep, that does nothing. Got the job done. Waker of Waves strikes again. Unbelievable. How did I get past that card? I got past 2 copies, I think. Or did I first pick one? I don't even remember, but that card is nutty. Welcome to another round. We're playing against Nizahan, who is another YouTuber, which is cool. Oh, playing against a red deck. That's bad. Oh, this is very bad. I may have to use my Waker of Waves just to look for stuff, but I don't want to do. No 2-drop, please no 2-drop, please no 2-drop. Dang it. I'm just gonna play this. I really want to just hard cast my Waker. This is gonna be a bad matchup for my deck where I have no interaction and no cheat plays. I think I'm gonna lose this one. Gotta be said. They can sacrifice this to kill this and have 2 3/3s. This is gonna be bad. Whew. Well, can't win them all, and our deck is not prepared for this. Even post board, it doesn't get a whole lot better. We just didn't get 2-drops. I was actively pursuing 2-drops as well. Like, I didn't want to play bad ones like Snare Spinner, but after the first pack, where I had like none, I was willing to go for it. Oh, yikes. Oh, I'll block. 1000%. Especially because this can get a counter to synergize with Bowser's Lieutenant. This is a pretty nice blocker. Definitely better than a Burl Fist Oak. This can block there. I was gonna have to kill the Arsonist eventually. Burl Fist can trade with Seasoned. Let's see what we draw here. Four, 5. A 4/6 can trade with this all day long too. Yikes, Valorous Steed would have been really good here. Oh, I'm just dead. Well, oh well, good game, opponent. I don't know why you bothered attacking. I guess he was afraid of the Force Spike. But yeah, that was not a good matchup for my deck. I'll see you folks in the next round. Now this hand could have competed against that Boros deck, so hopefully we're against another aggressive deck. Because we have 2-drop into Lore Scale, which will only continue to grow. Into Dilophosaurus. Hey, we are against another Boros deck. Which, granted. But we actually have some early defenses this time. 2-drop into 3-drop, other than like 2-drop into Sky Scanner. Which, I guess Sky Scanner is a 3-drop, but it's not like the best of the options. We're just going to play this, because if they don't kill it, we just are in great shape. And if they do kill it, maybe they'll have to play off curve or something. Like, imagine if they have to shock here so they can't play a 3-drop or something like that. Looks like they might have a shock. Nope, they do not. We are definitely going to play our track down this turn to make sure we get out of Scorching Dragonfire range. What a set of cards. We definitely want that one and that one. And they all draw cards, so it's totally fine to keep them all. Top card of my library is a creature or land card. Draw it. So I think I like it like this order. Next turn I go Sky Scanner and then Citizen Training on the Lower Scale Coatl. There's still the red uncommon that can deal 5, and Faith's Fetters that can deal with Lower Scale Coatl in white. There's also Destroy a Tapped Creature. Okay, so we're going to get a nice attack in with our Lower Scale Coatl this turn. Maybe we should just wait, though. Okay, so they definitely have the Alpine Watch guy. So this is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did play a land this turn, I think. No, I didn't, because I didn't have any lands in hand and I drew this. I did this, so let's try to find a land. And now I can jam this next turn. I'm also digging for a my Ranger's Guile, because that would be game winning. Also Waker of Waves is probably game winning. Maze Mind Tome is probably game winning. We're playing around Swift Response. Maybe it's cowardly, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. Because they're going to have to tap their mana at some point here. This is fine. Because red-white, they could have the card that exiles a card and makes it into a 1/1. But I'm way more afraid of Swift Response because that's just a good card. Okay, now that they're tapped out, I can go for things. Because this will be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. Okay, now we have this. We're totally chilling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it can't deal damage to this thing if they block with everything. So there's 2, 4, 6. Also, if they do that, then we're just going to win anyway. We'll throw away the Sky Scanner because if they block the Sky Scanner with this, they have 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess they could still block everything there. Let's just attack like this. And if they throw everything at our Waker of Waves, we'll just have our Ranger's Guile to stop a Swift Response on our Lower Scale Coatl. And I can make this indestructible if I need to. Well, this really kind of shows off the power of lower scale Coatl. I don't know what... Yeah, this is the biggest Coatl ever. No, I want to play a second one. Boom! Hit him to the jaw. Wow. We played that so slow. Like, if we had known that they had nothing in hand, we could have killed them like 5 turns earlier. But I was just like, I don't want to lose this swift response. I can just wait. I can wait. I can wait. And then eventually it worked out. And welcome to round 6. We're playing against Numot the Nummy. Kenji Igashira, a big streamer. Real fun. I think we lost the die roll. I hope we didn't, because his hand is slow. Yay, we didn't. I really don't like using the Waker for anything other than its 7 mana self, because it's so good at 7. Hey, I have that card too. This card is so good. I think we're just going to get Waker of Waves. It's just so much more powerful. And we're going to be able to cast it. So we'll opt into something to cast next turn, hopefully. And now we have two Waker of Waves to just jam. Slam, bam, jam. That's a good one. I'm getting rid of Cetessan Training because I really need my land drops to make sure I hit this stuff. So I can cast this on time. I'm just gonna spend my mana. If they don't kill it, it's great for me. And if they do kill it, then I have a backup one with Ranger's Guile to protect it. But there are decent odds that they can't kill this one, in which case I really am gonna be glad I didn't waste 7 mana last turn. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna live. Okay. That's terrifying. He puts one on top. Hey, he gets to make a zombie. Scry 1. Things are looking up for the good guys here. The removal spells that kill these are pretty expensive. And they didn't have one last turn. I will say that having access to a way to give these trample would have been nice, but I needed the mana. They can make me lose 2 life here. Okay, so now I have 3 lethal threats. I have a Ranger's Guile to protect the Waker. He has the cards, but I have the board. The board is mine. He probably has the 5 mana kill spell. So what does he have? And I can give this indestructible if I need to. Yes! Oh, yes! Got the win! That was epic. Holy smokes. Good games, Newmont. I'll see you hooks in the next round. Another round, another day. Let's lower the audio a tiny bit. And there's a great hand. Oh, yes, it's great. Got our snare spinner rolling. We're going to use our opt here, just make sure we hit land drops. Don't want that, I just want to land. Perfect. Oh, it's the hero of the entire draft. The hero. Okay, it looks like the audio isn't too loud. I worry, chat. Black, red. Do it. Make my day. Try to kill Burl Fist Oak. I have another. I don't care. Okay, they killed it. You made me sad by killing my first Burl Fist Oak. But I shall rise from the ashes and have a second Burrowfist Oak. So either next turn I draw a land to cast Waker of Waves, or I draw a spell. So I'm just going to do this to keep adding pressure to the board, so that in the event that I do draw a land, I can just jam Waker, and otherwise I'll be fine. And this is indestructible right now. That's a bummer. They're dead to this. This should work. So they can play this, and they'll have 4 mana. I think we're fine with them playing that. Oh, I knew they had that. No, I'm recording though. Huh? I'm recording though. Okay, that guy's dead. Will you show me how to make it? Okay, cool. Gonna make some pot roast later. Life is good. See what we get. Oh, and another whiff. Putting them low on life points. They're at 1 life point. And we have an indestructible threat. It's so much better. I can't believe I got this so late in the draft. It doesn't make any sense. La da dee, la da doo. Keen Glidemaster clutch. I suck. I'm so bad. I'm really bad. That was such a bad play. Now this thing can die. I could have actually just like attacked with this and made it indestructible to kill another one of their blockers. That's a good one. Got there. Whew. Nice. Whew. Almost blew that. If they had killed my Manticore, I would have been very disappointed, but hey, oh my gosh, this VIP account is now in silver. So much win. I'll see you folks in hopefully the final round. We're in the final round. We're 6-1, so we can clinch it with this one, and we have a fantastic hand. I think we're gonna hold on to this opt. We have a lot of payoffs for the opt, and we have enough lands. Okay, never mind. We're gonna dig for stuff. Perfect. Coattle's good. Glide Master can trade with the horse. Trying to mess up any Badger's Acolyte curve out draws. What is this pet? Let's go. Definitely hoping this lives so we can have another 16 powered lower scale Coatl. Don't do it! No! If he had Hunter's Edge, he would have used it, I think. I'm slightly worried about Bowser's Acolyte now, but I can just trade. And Waker of Waves is going to be great. I feel like you're going to discard this card pretty rarely because it just hits play and wins you the game. It's just so good. I played the Thrashing Brontodon over playing Basemine Tome and growing the Coatl because I wanted to have an answer in case they like dealt with this. So I don't just take like 6 damage. Because this can hold back either a 3-2 or trade with them if they become 4-3s. Yep. They don't have enough mana to put the double +1/+1 counter strike on this. Titanic Growth would be bad for me here. Next turn I think I use Track Down to try and find like a 3-drop or a 2-drop, which will also grow this to a 5/5. Yeah, that's a bummer. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, maybe not so perfect. So we can block this and block there if we wanted to gain life really badly. is 10. I'm definitely worried here. But I don't think I win this game unless my coatl ends up winning me the game, so we're just gonna pass. Okay, that's bad. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, I didn't find the creature I needed. So they can just attack with both. Because they have trample, it kills us. Exactly. He'll probably go for it. This is a rough one. Just enough stuff to make them outpace my guy. Okay, yeah, that's definitely game. Okay, yeah. No, I can't even. Yep. Yep. Got me. Yikes. Waker of Waves would have saved me, I think. I needed them to not have all that stuff to make their guys too big to block with lore scale. Was I on the play that game? I feel like if I'd been on the play, I would have won. Because my lore scale would have been bigger than the cats. Oh well. Close one for sure. See you in the actual final round. Ah, the rematch against Brew Tap Cast. Well, we're going to keep this. We just played them. They probably have the same deck, I'm assuming. Next turn I'm going to have to discard this to find a land if I don't draw one. Thank goodness. I'm not going to be able to hold up the Ranger's Guile. So we're just going to keep things going. We know they have Bad Deal in their deck at 6 mana. So we're going to want to empty our hand. Play the Burrowfist Oak before the Llanowar Visionary. No, they have a Scorching. Dang it. Next turn, Burrowfist Oak is going to be big. No! Bummer. Hit him for a lot. They could play Bad Deal, but that would put them into dangerous territory. Okay, Thallid. This is a fine trade for me. I want to keep an empty hand, so their Bad Deal is as bad as possible. Turret Ogre, sure. So they can't really block this one as well. Dilophosaurus is a pretty scary attacker. I'm really liking my position here. Okay, Battle Rattle Shaman. Pretty useless on defense, which they are on. They have no cards in hand. We are hugely favored here. So if they triple block this, they die. I think we're willing to suicide this just so this doesn't die, because they'll have to chump this here. They can double block there. So let's just say they eat here. If they eat this, they can't kill this. Waker of Waves does it again. Yes! Maximum wins on my first attempt. Let's go. That was exciting. Super fun deck. We had like no interaction except Waker of Waves to like shrink their creatures, which was kind of like interaction. But Waker of Waves was unbelievable. Burlfist Oak really did some good stuff. We didn't even have a Rousing Read, which is the 2 blue aura that gives a creature +1/+1 and draws you 2 cards, and then you discard a card. And that's a really good combo with Burlfist Oak because it makes it hit for 9. This was our deck. 7-2 was the record. I really liked Ranger's Guile. It was great in this deck to protect our Waker of Waves and stuff like that. Kraken was a little bit slow and clunky, slower than I thought it would be. Fierce Empath was good for searching up my card. Lore Scale was good in that game. This card was fantastic. Maze Mind Tome we definitely had time to use. One thing I will say is I did want to have more 2-drops. I think the Sanctum could have got there. I was pretty happy I didn't have the Larcenist. I could have played the second Dilophosaur. Citizen Training was pretty solid as well. But yeah, I was really happy with how this deck did. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it all the way till the end, in the comment section down below, leave a hashtag Waker of Win to let me know you made it all the way till the end, because this card was absolutely fantastic. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below with any questions or feedback. You can support my content by doing those things, or by supporting it directly via the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Get some pretty cool rewards in the process, and also help me continue making high quality content on a consistent basis. You can join the free NicolaiBolas community Discord server to talk about all things Magic and Core Set 2021. But yeah, that's going to do it for this draft video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again to Wizards of the Coast for giving me access to the free, a fully stocked free preview account, so I can start playing with the cards a full day early. I really do appreciate that. All the gems and stuff. Before you ask why I have over 1 million gems, it's because Wizards gave them to me as part of this event for this free preview account. But yeah, that is going to do it. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.